Hi guys, welcome to my channel. So today we're taking welcome to my channel very seriously. Please keep watching our video because we've got something really interesting announced at the end. Adam is taking me through some questions. I haven't heard any of them and I'm really excited but nervous. We've got a whole new studio and I'm really excited actually, so make sure you keep watching and I really hope you like our video. If you do, make sure you comment. Guys, as you can tell, we're taking this very serious and this is not a drill. This is not a drill, alright? So you're gonna have to bear with me guys because this is my first rodeo. But I actually don't even know what I'm doing here, to be honest. I told Adam I want to start taking YouTube more seriously. And he was like, you leave it to me. Here I am. So apparently we're going to go through some questions. I don't know what these questions are. We are also going to announce something very interesting at the end of the video. So please stay tuned because it's something that we've never done before and it's really interesting. So keep your eyes peeled. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I don't know what this is going to entail though, so I'm very interested to see.
Alright, cool.
Alright,
so
little Red Bull break. Red Bull sponsor me. I have it in our vision board that Red Bull will sponsor me one day.
Alright, so Ellie, what made you want to start Grace Jewelers? Was there a specific moment or story behind it?
So I really enjoyed jewellery. I've always loved watches. I had a really big passion for watches and jewellery growing up. I remember even being out and seeing guys and they had nice watches on and they probably thought I was just being a weirdo, but I actually was just really interested in watches. As for Grace Jewelers, I was at a point where I was going into the industry and I had no real idea of where what direction my company was gonna go. There was either two routes for me. It was either you start your company and you go full force by yourself, self-employed, no help, no handouts, or you network with some jewelers, maybe potentially start working for them. I actually did start by managing one of my old friend's Instagrams and that's actually how it initially started. Snatch, shout out to you. I genuinely have to give his flowers because I did start managing his Instagram and that was solely what it was based off. And then once I started realising that, okay, cool, this is definitely where I see my life going, it was I either network with other jewellers to work alongside them and that would have been beneficial in the short term because it would have been easier, or I start Grace Jewellers and I do this full force. And then I actually went through a really bad breakup and I feel that really, I remember he was I was just in quite a bad place and I feel for me I either go one way or the other, and I was you know what, I'm gonna do this and I fully just took it in full force. Every profit that I was making I was just putting into my own brand and stuff like that. And then we started, and then a year ago I signed my first contract. Just over a year ago I signed my first contract at a premises, and that's how it all started.
Why jewellery? What draws you to the business? Yeah, why did you choose jewellery?
I feel it kind of goes on from what I said before. That was always my thing. For example, I love fashion. I love styling, I love fashion. But I don't have an artistic flair, as in I couldn't imagine designing clothes. It's just not something that created that fire in my belly. And I remember being in an office job a few years ago, my last job that I had, and it was jewellery was just my dream. There's just a certain level of elegance, sophistication, status that comes with wearing a watch or wearing a big wedding ring. That's just my opinion, and that's just something that I really enjoyed. And I feel I remember being in that office job and then remembering I remember being in that office job and thinking this is my dream, but it seems so far away because to go into an industry like this you need a lot of money. I was 21, obviously didn't have a lot of capital, and it just seemed so far. But it was I knew that I was never meant to work for anybody, and when I looked at what I enjoyed and what I liked, there was no option for me. That was the only thing that I could see myself doing long term, and I just had to make it work by any means. glory to God, we're doing all right.
What were some of the biggest challenges in starting the business, and how did you overcome them?
I think one of the biggest challenges was being one of the first and only females really doing this thing. No, that's but one of the biggest challenges was definitely like being one of the only females really doing this. Like, I remember when I first went into the industry, there's only really a couple of females doing this, and that was one of the biggest challenges. And I said this in a video that we filmed before, but people think that it's going to be easier being a female, but it's not. It's like, it's so much harder because you might not have the capital, but then because you don't have the capital and the funds, it's like you have to do the extra work. You can't just go in with money. So I had to like really, really learn about what it was that was what was going to become my craft. I had to learn that. And being a female and working in such a male-dominated industry, people don't look at you like shit. Sorry, but they don't look at you. They're just like, oh yeah, she's just that girl. Do you know what I mean? You're in such a male-dominated industry. That was a massive, massive challenge for me. Also, another challenge was definitely the fact that, like, obviously when I went into the business, I didn't understand the ins and outs of like the back end of owning a company. And I think that everybody has these bright ideas. Sorry, my phone's going off. I'm quite popular. Sorry. What was I saying? So, I think people don't realise that everybody wants to own a company, but I think only a very small majority of the world have the capacity to own a company, because the back end that comes off of owning a company is so immense, and that's a challenge that I wouldn't say I've struggled with, but I didn't anticipate as much. Like, you have to think, like, you've got inventory, tax, VAT, you're dealing with such large amounts of money. It is really hard, and I don't think I saw my company going that far, but it was like, it's all happened quite quickly, so I don't think I anticipated that as much.
How does your faith influence the way you run your business?
Adam, I love that question. That is really sweet. By the way, guys, I'm getting baptised on Sunday. Faith is like obviously faith is everything to like me now. Like, at the start, it obviously didn't influence me at all, really. I'd probably say I started finding God, like, I love that you asked me this. I'd probably say that I started finding God maybe actually when I started my company. And faith is not only just it's hard to speak about how it influences my business, but because it influences my whole life. Like, even the way that I respond to dilemmas, the way that I speak to people, the way that when things become overwhelming and so difficult, and I'm faced with like such worldly challenges, how I just like manage to bring it all back, because I know that I'm protected by God, Jesus Christ. So I would say that it's, without God, I have nothing. Like, my company would be nothing without God. God saved my life. Do you know what I mean? So it's implemented in every like part of me. I actually have really quite like a few ideas as well of like how I'm going to start implementing like merchandise along with like the brand and stuff like that. So it's everywhere. I mean, I just stay prayed up, to be honest, and I just don't think that my brand would have got to where it's going without that protection from God. And I just think I'm so blessed to even experience that. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, just all the challenges that comes with running a company and stuff like that. When you're walking in faith and true faith, it's not that bad. It's not that hard, because you've got God. It's alright. Do you know what I mean?
Where do you see Grace Jewellers in the next 5 years?
Oh wow, Adam, the conversations that me and Adam have are so insane that it's like, I don't know if we could say it out loud. And also Evil Eye, I genuinely do feel like is real. Oh yeah, where do I see Grace Jewellers in 5 years? We are definitely branching out into like the States gradually anyway. We've been doing that. The United Arab Emirates. I was gonna say because it's Saudi and all that. That's not Dubai, so we do actually want to be over there, you know. Yeah, so I do see, like, obviously we are gradually going in and networking into other countries and stuff now. That's a massive thing for me. Obviously, anybody that knows me personally knows that I love to travel. I also love America. It's something that's I see in my business model. So something that I can tell you guys is, yeah, like, we are looking to branch off into, yeah, Dubai, US and stuff like that. Obviously the US is probably going to be more like more immediate, because it's happening. This is really happening in real life. In regards to, like, the company, I do see us, you know, with a shop, God willing. I see, like, creating a massive team where we are all successful. For me, I want everyone in my team to be successful, and it's like not my team, it's our team. Like, for me, in 5 years, I want a group of people that work with Grace Jewellers that have now hit limits that they never thought that they would have reached without being on that journey. And I have some people around me now that I feel like will be on that journey, and the people that are, I'll hold, like I hear now, I'll hold dearly for the rest of my life, because I just feel like we're just here and we're just about to, you know. So yeah, like the shop, obviously networking and stuff like that, networking out of the UK. I don't really want to say too much in regards to other things, just because I feel like some things should be kept unsaid until they're done, but there's a couple of things there. The company in itself, when I started, I knew that I was going to do well, because it's me, and anything that I do 100%, but I never thought that it would happen this quickly. And again, I have to remain humble, like, glory to God, like, I would not have any of this, like, without God and without remaining humble and grounded, and, like, it can all go tomorrow. So I appreciate it so much, but in 5 years, I can't even imagine where this will be. I will be one of the, I think I'll be the best female jeweller in the world.
That's the goal. Okay, cool. So we touched on travel.
Yeah.
Where are some countries or states even that you want to visit that you haven't visited yet? What's on your list?
States-wise, I'm actually going next year. So states-wise, we're going to start, so me and my best friend Charlotte, we're going to start in, so I've done a lot of, in the States, I've done a lot of, like, LA, New York. When I was a little bit younger, I started, like, in San Fran, drove all the way to LA, so all the way down, and then flew from LA to Hawaii. That was amazing. But I've done all of that quite a bit. So I'm gonna, at the end of the year or next year, we're actually gonna go to, start in Houston, so, like, Texas. Oh, sorry, I got a Red Bull burp. So we're going to start in Houston, Texas, that kind of area. And we're going to go all the way to New Orleans. We're just going to get a car. We're going to stay in the budget hotels. And that's just, like, for me, everybody thinks I'm so materialistic. And I'm not going if I don't have the best room in the Savoy. And whatever. But when it comes down to it, I love things like that. Like, that's when I'd get a camper van and just drive around. Like, I literally live in the camper van for 3 weeks. Like, that is what life is about for me now. So yeah, I'm gonna go all the way from there to, like, New Orleans. The reason I wanted to go to New Orleans is because I love Vampire Diaries. That's another story, but we're gonna go there. Country wise, I've done a lot of the countries that I actually really want to go to be honest. I really want to experience Japan 100%. I need to go to Japan. I want to go Tokyo. And I want to start doing maybe some more tropical countries as well. I just feel like for tropical countries and stuff like that, for me, when I envision it, it's more of like a couples, like if you have a partner and whatever. But I don't know, maybe we shouldn't put that in, maybe we shouldn't normalise that, because you can do that with your friends. But I do travel a lot with my friends, to be fair. But we just love cities. For me, I'm so ADHD, can't chill anywhere. So for me, I just love big cities. And that's just my thing. I just love America, guys. I just love America. I can't. Oh, I'm going Miami out for Art Basel at the end of the year as well, actually.
Alright, cool. So,
alright.
from your Instagram, we can see that the viewers can see that you're into boxing.
Yeah.
But boxing and jewelry feel like opposites. How do they both play a role in your life?
That's a really interesting question, Adam. Funny enough, I actually took a couple of about a month off boxing recently due to like other reasons. I strayed away from it a little bit. But I've actually been boxing 3 times this week, so good question. For me, like training and keeping my mind stimulated and having a good routine is really important for me. Boxing is something where, if I'm being honest, growing up I always struggled with like anger and resentment and stuff like that in my life, I feel like. And finding God, like, I think allowed me to start looking into like new resources of how to release certain things that I built up. Obviously praying and whatever, and creating a godly family and community is important, but I also need to keep my mind stimulated. Not only just like, for me, boxing isn't just for health, for like physical reasons, but like just for my mental. I feel like boxing it taught me discipline. I feel like when I went into boxing a couple of years ago, I was like, had a little bit of a chip on my shoulder. I feel like all my friends say as well, like, you're one of them people that it's like you've always got a chip on your shoulder a little bit. And I was like that, and I do agree now. I look at my own behaviour. So I feel like boxing is a really humbling experience. I remember getting in like the ring and like being smashed up by a girl like within like 30 seconds, and I was just like, okay, cool. I'm really not the hardest in the room. And it creates discipline, and it creates like a release. And for me, that's what I need to deal with all of the other things. When I walk into Hatton Garden, the craziness of the hustle and bustle is fine. If I've trained in that morning and I've released all of that from the day before, I'm good to go. But yeah, I think it does come down to a lot of like, yeah, keeping my mind stimulated and just using healthy resources to release a lot of things that are built up, instead of using negative resources to release anger.
How many Red Bulls does it take to get through a stressful day?
3. No, so a few years ago I used to drink 4 Red Bulls, 5 Red Bulls a day. Honestly, I don't know how. But it takes, so my schedule, right? I wake up in the morning, I go training, and I have a Red Bull. And I won't have another so it was 3, but now I'm cutting it down to 2. Because now I have an iced latte with agave syrup. Yeah, so 2 to 3 Red Bulls is what takes me to get through like a day. Anything that when I have to do an action, it's like I need a Red Bull. If anybody has any tips how to like not drink Red Bull, let me know.
In terms of Grace Jewelers as it is, what direction do you see your new collections? Like, talk to us about the collections that are going to be coming out.
Yeah.
What kind of new stuff's coming for Grace Jewelers?
Yeah, so this is like touching on, like, I was potentially going to talk about this in the 5-year goal question. But for me, like, it's about now, we've done what we needed to do, as in like creating a blueprint for the company. But now I think it's about thinking outside of the box and doing things that haven't been done, you know? So for me and our company, we are looking at creating our own collections, our own jewellery line. We also want to be creating some kind of like bespoke pieces. I don't want to let too much of this off, but so we are going to be creating bespoke pieces also for like particular clients or category of people. Like, we really want to start thinking outside of the box. Like, I mean, it's easy to sell a watch. I sell them every day. It's easy to sell a watch for me. And it's like, what more can we do? And for me, it's like, I really want to touch on the creative side. I don't have an artistic flair, as in like, I can't necessarily get pen to paper and write, but I have so many visual ideas in my head. So it's about working out how we're gonna maybe potentially get somebody in and start creating some kind of collections, even down to like merchandising. Like we're changing up all of our merchandising and like packaging and stuff like this. We just want to create a certain level of elegance and a certain level of unique, what's like a word for like unique brand identity. We want to have like a solid brand identity, and I think that's really important. There's a couple of jewellers, I can only name a couple of jewellers that really do that, and I have to give them their flowers, like they do that. And for me, it's about having a clear business model. I had a conversation with somebody like a little while ago about this, and it's like, have a clear business model. And yeah, for now, collections wise and like how we're looking to branch off into the brand. Also, side note, the money is in jewellery. You have more money in jewellery than watches these days. So we are looking at that. For me, I'm very got a lot of visual ideas, but I don't really want to say too much about it until it's done. But it's definitely in the making.
Chat to us about the giveaway you've been planning.
So, giveaway, guys. I have been planning a really cool giveaway. Could have gone with a Van Cleef giveaway. Thought, no, again, thinking outside the box, let me think of something different. So, we are going to be launching a giveaway. I'm officially announcing this giveaway right now. You can win a trip to Paris for 2 people. T's and C's apply. Flights and hotel included, or a free natural tennis bracelet. So you've got 2 options there. The way to enter this giveaway is subscribing to our YouTube channel and commenting under this video. That will give you 1 enter. You can comment multiple times if you want. Okay, so comment as much as you can. So the only way to enter is through YouTube, okay? I want to make that very clear. Yeah, the only way to enter is through YouTube. Subscribe, turn your notifications on, and that will give you an entry to our giveaway. The giveaway is going to be announced in 2 weeks, Sunday 6 PM in our video. So not this video, not the next video you're going to see, the video after, we will be announcing the giveaway, and you will win a free trip to Paris or a free tennis bracelet, natural diamond tennis bracelet. So yeah, subscribe, it gets you entered, and I really do appreciate anybody and everybody that is coming on this YouTube journey with us, because it is hard and we really just want to start changing up things a little bit. So I need some support from you guys to know that we're doing the right thing here, alright? Guys, I'm not very good at this like professional stuff, you know? I feel like I've been quite good today though.
Smooth.
You know? I feel like I've been quite good. Anyway, thanks for watching our video. Yeah, just thanks for watching really. See you next week. Make sure you subscribe, like and comment on our video, and tell me if you like our backdrop and our studio, because it costs me a lot of money. So if you don't, then I'm going to ask them for a refund.